Man, I'm loving life, guys. It's just fantastic. I don't even know where to begin. To start off, I really hope you guys are having just a great day, a fantastic day, fantastic week. Hopefully nothing too bad's been going on. Hope it's all sunshine and rainbows. But I just wanted to say, yeah, hope it's a good one. Thank you for watching today's video. I know I've been gone for a little bit. My last video was the whole Hollow Knight walkthrough, playthrough video. If you haven't seen that, you should check it out. It was a fun game. Obviously, didn't fully beat it. Planning to go revisit it sometime soon. And with the Silk Song that just came out, I would love to play that game as well. That's on my mind. But yeah, where have I been? Yeah, just your boy kind of got a J word. That's just the main thing. And I haven't been able to upload full-length YouTube videos. I've been uploading shorts, but yeah, for full-length YouTube videos, nothing has been going on. But that's just because I've been busy, locked in. Homie is locked in. But yeah, it's been good. I don't even know what to talk about because life is great. Oh, this video, right? What is this video about? This video, I don't know if you guys remember, but I had this Lucky Block video series. I don't even know. It wasn't a series. I think it was just one video, and I opened up Lucky Blocks and I beat the Ender Dragon with the Lucky Blocks. So that's what I'm doing. I'm playing this world again. I just thought it was fun. I just wanted to play more Minecraft, and so I think now we're gonna just be exploring the end, try to get the Elytra, open up more Lucky Blocks, and then just see where that goes. Maybe make this into a real world, like I just kind of just speed ran through that whole entire video, like I was just trying to beat the Ender Dragon, but let's tone it down a bit, let's go. I mean, not really tone it down because we're trying to get the Elytra, but tone it down a bit, maybe build some things. We can't just waste this world, I don't want to waste the world. Nothing's good when you waste stuff, Let's not be wasteful. Reduce, reuse, recycle, as they say, the triple R. Yeah, but that's why I decided to play it again. Mainly just because I wanted to play more Minecraft. I love Minecraft, it's my favorite game. Can't go more than a couple weeks without playing Minecraft for real, and I just gotta go back on it. But yeah, let's just do that, have my own thing, and yeah, play some Minecraft. It's been too long since I played Minecraft, probably month, 2 months since I last played, and yeah, I just been missing punching them blocks, punching them trees, punching the Lucky Blocks, getting the bees, getting the sheep, getting the shears, getting the bed, getting the red. I don't even know what that means. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. But like I said, man, life's great. Life's amazing. Beautiful, beautiful day. Beautiful day. Beautiful day today. Sun's been shining. I've been getting that nice fall weather. Not yet. I'm just kidding. It's been summer. It's actually been really hot. Really hot. Hot, hot, hot. Oh my gosh. Hot, hot, hot. Like it's the goddamn that song that goes hot, hot, hot. I don't know if you guys know that song. But yeah, it's been really nice weather. Looking out, seeing the sunshine. No rainbows because it's not raining. Just complete sunshine. I in the past 2 weeks I actually don't think it rained once, which is actually kind of funny. Yeah, so it's actually just been really, really hot here, and I actually kind of enjoy it. I don't need to be wearing layers and all that. And I know when winter comes, yeah, it's gonna be terrible. I don't want it. I don't want it to come anytime soon. Winter. Not a big fan of the snow, but I love the season holiday. The seasonal stuff. It's almost spooky season. October is just right around the corner, and your boys. I don't have anything for Halloween. I'll be honest. I don't have anything for that season. But I'm excited for Thanksgiving. Excited to celebrate that turkey dinner, and I'm excited for October. Just the festivities of October. the nice orange trees, red, orange, yellow trees, and the night sky, spooky, scary skeletons, and whatnot. The whole kit and caboodle. But yeah, that's about what I just wanted to say. I hope everything's good, and hope you guys are doing great. And yeah. Oh, yeah, you still here? Well, now that HR is gone, I can be completely honest and say, guys, it's been a really, really horrid time for me. Yeah. So that's if you saw through my disguise, kudos to you. Thank you for making it all the way to this part of the video. But guys, yep. I'll be honest, man. It's been a crazy 2 weeks. Now, to start off, I mentioned a Minecraft video. I don't know if you remember that Minecraft video, but in the Minecraft video, I mentioned this interview about a job, a J word, as you may. And funny enough, what do you know? I was talking about how if I got that job, I was spieling about how much I didn't really like it and how much, I said about a bunch of stuff about the J word. And what do you know? I actually ended up getting that J word. And that is the J word your boy has been grinding on for the past 2 weeks. And that's what I want to talk about today. For real. And man, it's crazy because it is exactly like I thought it was going to be. Obviously just working a 9 to 5, it just drains you. And there's so much that I want to talk about, but I'm just going to try and keep it composed, keep it simple, keep it straightforward. But yeah, so let me just talk about the J word for a sec. It is a 9 to 5. I go in 4 times a day in office. I work from home 1 day. And it's very unfortunate because they used to be 3 days 3 days at the office and 2 days at home. But literally in the second week, so this week that just passed, they switched it, and what a great time to come into the workforce is when they switch it in. And it's not just for my J word. A lot of stuff in downtown are switching to 4 days, 5 days even, full 5 days, and some companies have already incorporated the 5 days and whatnot, but everyone is trying to move back in. And now they will say a lot of stuff. It's about, productivity, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But the real truth is that obviously, economically, a lot of the stores that, are running on businesses that, require people to come in aren't doing as well. So they want more people, to, it's trying to ignite economically the, those businesses that require, human customers. So that's why I'll be honest with you. That's the main reason. I'm going to be 100%. That's probably the main reason they want us to come back in. And, look, as someone who's just starting on in the workforce, do I really care? No, because I'm not going to be spending a lot of my time around these businesses. No offense, I'm fully supportive about, these businesses or whatever, but, I don't have the funds yet. So, you know what, maybe down the road when I do, I'll be able to help circulate the economy or whatever. But right now, a lot of my money is being saved up. And yeah, that's just how it's been. And the commute's been pretty trash. Because of the more people, you get less seats on the bus, get less seats on the train, whatever, and it's crowded. And especially on Tuesdays, man, the 2 Tuesdays that I went in were so bad. Didn't even get seats either days. And yeah, at least going back from work is always actually better for me. I know some people going back from work is a lot worse, but going back from work for me is actually a lot better. And yeah, for me, I wake up at like 7 and I get home at around 7. So I'm about 12 hours gone every day. And yeah, it really sucks. I'll be honest, like the time that I lose from just commuting and the time that I lose from work, being in office, it's a lot. And I really only get like 2-3 hours of free time. And within those free time, like it's a lot of preparing for like the next day. I got to go make my breakfast, my lunch, and shower, get my clothes ready for the next day, and then obviously eating dinner. And so yeah, a lot of my time is consumed, and then you get back and you're always tired. So I'll be honest. I'll be honest and say that I think for most of the days, maybe like 8 out of the 10 days, as soon as I came home, I probably was like doing nothing, and then I did all my stuff that I need to do to prepare for the next day, and then yeah, that's how my days have been. Not that not that exciting, to be honest, but yeah, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was the life that I was going to be living if I got this work, and obviously, as you can tell, I am not thrilled. Um, but I don't really intend to. Well, I'm not gonna say some things. Let me just keep it clear. I have intentions for my life and the trajectory of my life, and I hope to follow that plan, what I have lined up for myself. And I'll be honest, right now I'm struggling a bit because it's hard for me to kind of take it all in. I'll be honest, it was a really, really rough start for me because, to be honest, like I said the last video, like how much I, wasn't as thrilled to start this line of work. Not saying I don't want a job, okay? That's not what I'm saying, because I'm completely grateful for the J word, and I'm completely grateful for the position that I'm in. Not many people can say that they had full-time work, especially right after graduating. So, thank God, thank everybody, thank everyone who's been supporting me. I appreciate all that. But yeah, I'm not in the place where I want it to be in my life, and it's very unfortunate. With that being said, I am trying my best to keep a better mentality, because it's low key not great right now, and it's starting to really affect the way that I think and affect the people that I know, and I kind of see it, and yeah, it's really bad. Which is, there's always going to be a struggle. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm just gonna have to adapt. With that being said, I will be honest. I had a lot of support. I've talked to a lot of people, and shout out everyone. It's been great, and it's been wholesome, and it's been amazing. And yeah, all I can say is I'm just trying to keep my head up, and that's what I'm doing. And I feel like I'm in the right direction, stepping forward. Um, and with all that, I just want to talk about all that's happened so far that I found really, really funny, interesting, or, you know, just whatever. So, at my J word, I actually used to work for the same company, and I knew a few people there, and it just so happens that a few of the old co-ops that I knew, like interns that I met from the last time I was there, are actually still there. And so I was really happy to have them and, talk with them and sit with them during lunch. That's actually the best thing, is to not sit at lunch alone. And having someone, having people to sit around, it's been great, conversing with them, seeing them. I've also ran into another person who I went to university with. I was in a club with them, and, I saw them, and, exchanged contact or whatever, like through, or like our work contact thing. And yeah, I'm planning to see them, sometime next week for lunch, because I just saw them this week, which is cool. And I also met another old co-op who I just saw, and he wasn't part of the co-op friends that I was with, but like another co-op that I met, and he's cool. Like, and I was planning to have some time with that person as well, so that's cool. And of course I met tons of new people. The team is very nice. My manager's great, and it's a great environment. Obviously it's just, mentality wise, it's not where I want to be, so it's kind of hard to really feel like, I want to be here. It's really a lot of fakeness coming out of me this entire week. There's a lot of fakeness coming out of me, and I've never been, in that position before. But you know what? I tried. I really tried. And yeah, that's the great things that's been going on. And here's the main thing that happened. I just want to say, because it was really crazy. So Wednesday, because I started on a Monday. So last week Monday is my first day, and on the first couple of days, you don't do anything. You just watch training videos, or you just sit there and you do nothing, and you get onboarded, basic stuff if you don't know. And yeah, you're not meant to really be doing any work. And so when Wednesday rolled along, it was crazy because they actually gave me some interesting like work that seemed kind of a lot for a first kind of week. But I wasn't gonna complain. I've done work before, so it's not hard. And the work wasn't hard by any means. Let's be real here. Like the work was very simple. It was just a copy and paste. Now, I work at a bank, and with the work I was doing, I was working with some accounts. And so the way, accounts work and stuff like that, well, for certain stuff, there's interest rates. And so shares, I don't know if you know anything about shares and interest rates or business stuff, but let's just keep it simple. Like, so interest rates, you know, you've probably heard this before, you have interest rates on your credit card, on your stuff, when you don't pay your stuff, you get interest on it because, that's how they make money. But I was working with these things, and you buy with a client, and the client was buying a certain amount of shares with a certain amount of interest. So if you input the interest or the shares wrong, right, it could lead to drastic changes. Your boy inputted the wrong interest rate. Now, it was my first day. Guys, this was my first day. Cut me some slack. Obviously, I'm going to miss some, and I did 100, okay? I did 100 accounts, okay? Now, what do you think happened when I finished those accounts on the Wednesday? What do you think happened, okay? After I finished, what do you think happened? Well, I think any normal person would say that the person who was training me probably looked all of them over and, made sure that each one was correct. No! What happened was when I was done, I went up to the person that was training me and I was like, hey, I'm done. Like, what should I do next? And they were like, oh, great. That was it. They just said, okay, great. And then we just moved on to the next thing. They didn't check my work. They didn't do anything else. They just said, okay, great. And then we moved on to the next thing. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I low-key thought that was low-key sus because I was like, I feel like they should have checked it. And guess what? I was completely right. So the next day, the Thursday, obviously things don't take into effect immediately. So my missed inputted interest rate was now online. Boom, it happened. And the next day, probably halfway through, it got noticed, picked up, and then, all the shuffling happened. People were, my coworkers and the people were like, something's wrong. And then, I obviously was like, minding my own business, like doing my own thing. They put me on a little bit of other stuff too to work on, so I was doing that. And then that's when they hit me with the, hey, Josh, could you give us a list of every account you worked with today? Or like in the past, every account you've touched. And I was like, okay. And then so I made the Excel sheet, put them all out, put the entire sheet down with everything that I worked on. And then they told me, yeah, Josh, for the rest of the day, just you can just relax. You don't do anything. Just we'll let you know when we need you for something. I'm like, oh, great. So for the rest of the day, I was sitting there and I was doing nothing. But before that, I got a call from my manager because I was actually at home. I was working from home that day. And then he said, hey, so, buddy, basically, this is not what he said to me, but I'm just giving the general gist. He said, hey, buddy, Josh, welcome. I know it's your first day, first week. You haven't been here very long, but I just want to let you know, like, we paused everything you've done because it seemed like there was, some error that you did, but no worries. It's not your fault. We should have been more careful. We should have checked your work. I just want to let you know that, just so for next time, just be careful about it. And then I was like, oh, yeah, sorry, didn't mean to cause any problems. Like, I really apologize. And he's like, no, it's okay. Just as your first week, like, wow, like it's fine, blah, 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 talk. That sort of thing happened. And that was it. And so, here I was thinking like, oh, I messed up. It's okay. But they told me it's okay. It's fine. It's whatever. And I felt bad. I'll be honest, I felt bad because I was like, dang, I can't believe I already messed up. About to get fired, fired speedrun. But it was that was that. And we move on to the next week. And, they were still hesitant on putting me on anything. So the Monday I actually didn't do anything. And then Tuesday they finally put me back on the things. And for the rest of the week it was, got the ball rolling. I was doing some stuff. But it wasn't until the Thursday where I found out what I did. And, again, they told me that I put the wrong interest rate. I knew that. What I didn't know was it was actually for a very important client. Okay, I don't even know what the client was. They just said important client. And it was so bad. It was so bad, guys, to the point where apparently the company got fined. I'm not even kidding. I caused the company to get fined. And I'm not going to lie, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's all I can say. That's crazy. And moral of the story is that we should be careful. Obviously, me for myself, like I should be more careful, and obviously the team. Who's at fault here? I'll be honest. Am I really the one that should be at fault here? Maybe. I mean, it was a copy and paste, simple copy and paste, but like it was my third day. It really was my third day. So like I'm gonna be honest here. I feel like I should be left off the hook, which I am, but I think it's just crazy because I didn't realize it was that grave a mistake. And of course, me out of all people, the very unlucky person to do it on an important client, because I did 100 out of the 100 I did. It had to be like the really important one, which is so crazy. Anyways, at the end of the day, I know I'm laughing. Low key, a little serious, but I'll be honest again. What am I supposed to do? It's not. They should checked, and that's just unfortunate. This is a HR thing, This is what they say in training and development class. You gotta train the trainer. The trainer needs to be trained. If you don't know what he's doing, then stuff like this will happen. I feel like, dang, yeah, that's really tough, man. Really, really funny. Really funny stuff and very unfortunate. And now I want to talk about the top 3 things that happened at work in the past 2 weeks. So, at number 3, one of my commute rides. I don't know if this happened to y'all, but it's happened to me, and it's so funny. Since it is the start of the school week. Oh, and you know what? Start of the school season, sorry. So I forgot to also say that if you're in school or whatever, like, I hope you're having a great time. First 2 weeks, not that bad, it's going to start to pile up soon. But if you're a student, I feel y'all was there. Keep it going. Keep the grind on. Good work. Just stay locked in, man. Just stay locked in. But yeah, so, I'm also starting work the same time that there are students, and I've seen lots of students on the bus. But one of my favorite things that happened was I was on the bus, and so, the bus sometimes passes you. Let's be real here. It's passed me a couple times before when I was at the bus stop, and it's so funny. Well, actually, it's not funny when it's happening to me, but it's funny to see it happen to other people, and that's what happened on one of my bus rides, my commutes to work. There was this kid there, and he was sitting down. And so, yeah, that's I'm gonna be honest, that's a rookie mistake. Don't ever sit down when the bus is near, because they will drive past you, like, no matter what. Even if you're, like, standing in the booth, do not be staying. Be out on the curb. Like, you gotta be ready for these buses, man. They don't care about you at all. And I felt so, like, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty funny. Like, the kid, like, I'm positioned so that I can see, like, through the window where the bus stop is. So I'm looking through the window. And I just see I see the kid, he's like sitting there, and I'm like, oh shoot, we're passing him. I knew it. I knew we were. And it's so funny because I see the kid look down, he's on his phone, and then he looks up. He's about to look up. Well, he's actually looking up. He's looking down, and he's starting to look up. He sees the bus. And I see this kid just freeze. Like, he's like shocked. He's like, oh. And I thought it was hilarious because I knew, yeah, it was over. He's cooked. And then I saw him, and then he got up, like, he stood up, but it was too late. Bus passed, zoomed past, and I gotta say, low key, that was lucky for me, because I actually, like, transferred to another bus. So if it wasn't for that kid who didn't, get picked, because if he got picked up, it would have caused more time for, the bus would have stopped, picked him up. I barely just made it to the next bus, because as soon as the bus dropped me off, the other bus was on the other stop. So I ran to it, and I got onto it, and then I was on work actually earlier that day. So, shout out the kid. Don't, you can't be making blunders like that. That's tough. That's really tough. But I thought that was really, really funny. Like, that was actually like hilarious. And yeah, it's happened to me. Happens to the best of us. That happened to me going to work one time when I was on my co-op, and that was terrible. But yeah, crazy stuff. Now, number 2 was on my very first day of work. The first day of work, I went into the washroom, okay? My first time in the washroom. I went to take a number 2. And the guy, oh wait, no, I was sitting down, and then a guy came in and he took the stall next to me. Oh my gosh, this guy done exploded the toilet, man. It was volcanic eruption where that guy was. Bam, just the craziest. Like I swear to you, it was like 5 seconds of pure flatulence, and it was in the air. I didn't smell it, but like, oh my gosh, I was like, this is crazy. This guy's blowing up next to me, and yeah, I felt bad. Like this guy had a bad case of nachos or something. I don't know. But I just thought that was like funny because how is it like the first time I go into the washroom, that's like the first thing that happens. Like this guy got the crazy bubble guts. Yeah, tough work. Tough luck. That happens to the best of us. Luckily for me that hasn't happened to me at work yet. I haven't exploded the toilets yet. But I bet that will happen to me one day. That'll happen to me one day for real. But yeah, that was funny. And the most funny thing that happened to me, that happened, which was actually this week, that happened was an intern. I went to another floor, and I had an interaction with an intern because I was looking around. I was trying to get to another team, and so I went up to this person. I didn't know who was an intern. I went up to them, and I was like, "Hi, I gotta be honest with you. I'm trying to look for this team here. Could you mind helping me out here? And do you happen to know where it is?" And they're like, "Yeah, oh yeah, no worries." And they got up, and then we started talking, and they were this is what they said to me. They were like, "Oh yeah, don't worry." Like I think after they helped me out, they were like, "Oh yeah, no worries. Like I'm an intern too. Like I'm new here, so I don't really know anything. Now I am new, but I'm not an intern," which I thought was like really funny because honestly, I'm gonna be mistaken for people that think that I'm an intern, and it's gonna be really really odd to tell them that I'm not, and that I'm full time. And yeah, honestly, I thought that one was really funny because it's weird to think that I'm at like a two. I have two perspectives, right? There's two perspectives of me. There's one of which there are these other interns that are also working there that look at me, and they definitely think that I'm another intern, like as this person thought. And I'm not saying that they had like the wrong idea or anything, because I actually do I do look like an intern. I'm just the new grad, so I'm still low key a student. Like I feel like a student, but I'm not an intern anymore, and it's weird to say. And there are these interns that think I am one, and then we have the opposite side where everyone on my team is older than me, and they're like looking at me and they're like, "Wow, you're the youngest member of our team, and you're so young for my age." And one of them thought I was. They're like one of my new coworkers that I'm working with. They're like, "Wow, I can't believe you just graduated. You look like you just came out of high school." And I'm like, "Yeah, thanks." I just really find it's just very odd for me because I don't know what to do. Like when I hear them both, like I just kind of nervously laugh. I'm like, yeah, thanks, and I'm just like, I don't know. I love awkward situations, and that's just like one of the best things that's happened to me. Like I'm glad that I actually get mistaken as an intern, but at the same time, it's like, what do I? I don't even know what to say to that. It's like yeah, I gotta pretend that I'm an intern as well, and just like just like go on with it. Now I have to hope that I never interact with them again, because then, I'm gonna have to be honest with them. I gotta be straight with them and be like, yeah, I'm not an intern. Sorry, buddy. Like I'm actually full time here. But anyways, those are the top 3 things that happened to me at work. For my first 2 weeks, I did get paid too, a couple days ago. So very epic, very epic. I bought dinner for my family. That was the first thing I bought, and besides refilling my fare, and I'm gonna treat them again to another dinner tomorrow because I'm just feeling that nice. And yeah, I gotta say that's probably the only good thing that has come out out of these 2 weeks, based like for my work itself. It's been a wild ride, but you never know. Things can change, and I'm hoping for the best. I know I just started, so it'll only get worse from here. But yeah, that this is all I wanted to talk about today. It's been rough, I can't lie, but I'm trying to keep my head up and trying to do my best. And I know one day, in the future, hopefully, that I'll be given an opportunity that I really do enjoy. But yeah, so I don't get attacked by HR. Let's just keep it all on the down low. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy. I'm trying to upload more. With how busy I get, it's gonna be really hard. But thank you for always sticking out for me, everyone who's been watching. And I just hope that you all have a great rest of the week. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.